Good morning, bachcho. Today we will discuss surface chemistry. Some of the important questions of surface chemistry which came in CBSE exams. They are very short type of questions and they are very important. Let us discuss the first question. The first question is, which type of force is responsible for occurrence of physiosorption? Answer is van der Waals forces, as these are the weak forces which operate between adsorbate and adsorbent in this case. Second question is, which has higher enthalpy of adsorption, physiosorption or chemisorption? Answer is chemisorption, because in this case the adsorbent and adsorbate, they are held by strong attractive forces, hence more energy is released, therefore higher enthalpy of adsorption in case of chemisorption. Now third question is, out of barium chloride and KCl, which is more effective in causing coagulation of negatively charged sol? Before solving this question, first of all look at the rule which is called as Hardy-Schulze rule. See here, according to Hardy-Schulze rule, the ions carrying opposite charge to that of colloidal particles are effective in bringing the coagulation of sol. Second rule is, coagulating power of electrolyte is directly proportional to the fourth power of valency of ion causing coagulation. So in this particular case, the example given are barium chloride and potassium chloride, and the sol is negatively charged sol. If sol is negatively charged, according to first rule, the positive ions are responsible for coagulation, and positive ions are K positive and barium 2 positive. And let us see, in case of barium chloride, barium has greater valency, it has greater charge, so it will cause coagulation. Its coagulating power will be much more than that of potassium. Hence the answer is barium chloride due to its greater coagulating power than potassium ions. Okay. Now what is desorption? Desorption is a process in which we remove the adsorbed substance from the surface of adsorbent. We know that on the surface the gases are adsorbed. When we heat it or rub it, at that time the gases escape, and the process is called as desorption. Now next question, that is very important, generally come as 1 mark question. Give one example of each, sol and gel. Let us see first of all what is sol. Sol is a colloidal solution in which there are two components. One is solid and second is liquid. Here solid is dispersion phase and liquid is dispersion medium. Medium is a substance in which phase is dissolved. So the example of sol are paints and cell fluid. Second part is gel. In case of gel, we have liquid in solid. Here the dispersion phase is liquid and medium is solid. And the typical examples are butter, cheese, etc. One more term is also used frequently, that is emulsion. Emulsions are colloidal solution of liquid in liquid. That means in this case both dispersion phase and dispersion medium, they are liquid. And the typical example is milk, blood, etc. Let us go to next question. Now next question is, what type of charge on AgI colloidal solution formed when silver nitrate solution is added to Ki solution? This is again very important question. Look at here, you are having AgI PPTs and you are asked, in this colloidal solution what is the charge present when silver nitrate solution is added to Ki solution. Ki solution is added to AgNO3 solution. Here Ki is added. Ki gives I negative ions. This I negative ion they adsorbed on AgI PPTs. Hence, it will develop the negative charge. Therefore, negative charge is developed on AgI sol. Okay. Next question is what are emulsions? Emulsions are colloidal solution in which both dispersion phase and medium are liquid, and the typical example is cod liver oil, milk, etc. Now next question is what are lyophobic colloids? We know that in colloidal solution we use dispersion phase and dispersion medium as two important terms, and if dispersion phase has very less affinity attraction for dispersion medium, at that time the solution formed are called as lyophobic colloidal solution, and the typical example is colloidal solution of gold. Next question is give one example of lyophilic and lyophobic sols. For colloidal solution we also use term sols. Lyophobic sols, the typical examples are gold sol and arsenious sulfide sol. And for lyophilic it is tar sol, colloidal solution of gum, colloidal solution of protein, etc. Next question is give one example of oil in water type and water in oil type emulsions. Here first of all we will see the difference between oil in water type and water in oil type colloidal solution. Look at here. In oil in water type, oil is dispersion phase and water is dispersion medium. That means water is present in excess. So typical example is milk. And in water in oil type, water is in lesser amount, it is dispersion phase, and oil is dispersion medium. So typical example is cod liver oil. Okay, let's see next question. What is the main cause for stability of colloidal particle? We know that in case of colloidal particles, the particles carry some charges, as we have seen in the case of AgI oblique I negative. In this case, the colloidal particles have negative charge. Due to the similar charges, the colloidal particles never come close to each other. Hence, they repel each other, and this prevents aggregation to form a bigger molecule. Thus, colloidal solution is stable. Therefore, colloidal solution is stable due to presence of similar charges. Next, a delta is formed at a meeting point of sea water and river water. What is the reason? The reason behind it is the river water has soil which is colloidal in nature. So these soil particles, clay particles, they are colloidal in nature, and when it meets to sea contain lot of electrolyte, and you know that in presence of electrolyte the colloidal particles they undergo coagulation takes place. Therefore deltas are formed. So deltas are formed due to coagulation of clay present in the river water, and this coagulation takes place due to presence of electrolyte in the sea water. Next, what is dispersion phase and medium in smoke? In case of smoke, the gas is present in excess, so it will act as a medium, and carbon particles etc. will behave like a solid. So it is solid in gas type of colloidal solution. Next is what is one of the similarity between physiosorption and chemisorption? Answer is both of them they increase with increase in surface area. Now next question. What is the role of desorption in process of catalysis? Desorption is removal of gases or solute which is adsorbed on the surface of adsorbent. Therefore, a fresh surface is available for adsorption of reactant molecule. Next question is What is the effect of temperature on chemisorption? In case of chemisorption, this type of graph is obtained. And here, with increase in temperature, the extent of adsorption first increases. Why? Because you know that for changing reactant into product, we have to supply activation energy. Earlier, when the temperature is supplied, heat is supplied, it is used to overcome the activation barrier, and finally it decreases with increase in temperature. Now next question is, give one example of shape selective catalyst. This is very important question. Shape selective catalyst are those catalysts which depends upon size or pores of catalyst, also depends upon the size of reacting molecules and product coming out from the catalyst surface. So the typical example of shape selective catalyst is ZSM5. Next question is, carbon monoxide and hydrogen react to give different product in presence of different catalyst. Which ability of catalyst is shown by this reaction? Answer is selectivity. Selectivity gives us choice to form different products using different catalysts from the same reactants. The ability of catalyst to form different products using the same reactant, this is called as selectivity. Next very important term is Tyndall effect. It is scattering of light by the colloidal particle is called as Tyndall effect. Next question is, give one example of heterogeneous catalysis. We know that in heterogeneous catalysis, the reactant as well as the catalyst and the product, they are in different phases. See here, SO2 exists in gaseous state, oxygen in gaseous state, but platinum in solid state. So if reactant, product and catalyst are in different phases, then the catalysis is called as heterogeneous catalysis. Next question is, what is physical adsorption? Physical adsorption is a process in which the adsorbent is held on the surface of adsorbate by means of weak van der Waals forces. What is chemical adsorption? In this case, the adsorbate is held on the surface of adsorbent by means of chemical reaction. Next, what is sorption? Sorption is a process in which both adsorption and absorption takes place simultaneously. Next, adsorption of gas on the surface of solid is generally accomplished by decrease in entropy. Still, it is spontaneous. According to this question, when the molecules are adsorbed on the surface, at that time adsorption should be at that time delta S is negative, but still the adsorption occurs. The reason behind this is the feasibility of reaction is seen with the help of delta G. It should be negative, and we know that delta G is also equal to delta H minus T delta S. In this case, the delta S is negative. It is unfavorable factor, so making this positive. So overall spontaneity depends upon delta H. In this case, the heat is given out, delta H is negative, so this makes delta G negative, and hence the adsorption becomes feasible. Now next question, which will adsorb more readily on the surface of charcoal and why? Ammonia or carbon dioxide? The rule is, higher the critical temperature, more will be the adsorption on the surface. Here ammonia has higher critical temperature than that of carbon dioxide, so it will be adsorbed readily. Next, what is colloidal solution? Yeah, define colloidal solution. Colloidal solution is a solution in which the particle size is 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. Here the dispersion phase particles lies between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, then it is called as a colloidal solution. Next question is, What is collodion? It is a 4% solution of nitrocellulose in a mixture of alcohol or ether. Now, what is the main principle of dialysis? The principle of dialysis is that the ions can pass through semi-permeable membrane, while colloidal particles which are bigger in size, they cannot pass. Therefore, the electrolytes which are small in size, they pass through semi-permeable membrane, while the electrolyte passes, while the colloidal particles, they remain in the bag. Next, what happens when electric field is applied to the colloidal particles? When electric field is applied to colloidal particles, at that time the colloidal particles move towards oppositely charged electrode. For example, if colloidal particles have, see here, if colloidal particles have negative charge, they will move towards that electrode which has a positive charge. Similarly, if the electrode has positive charge, the negative particles will move towards it. Their charges will neutralized at the electrode and hence coagulation will take place. So answer is coagulation will take place. Next is, what is electrodialysis? It's a process by which the colloidal solution containing ionic impurities are purified. The colloidal solution containing impurities is placed in a bag made up of parchment paper, and this bag is placed in water to which electric field is applied. So process of dialysis get increased. It become faster. Next is, why do colloidal particle exhibit Tyndall effect? The colloidal particles, they show Tyndall effect because their size is big, that is between 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, hence they can easily scatter the light. Next question is, what is the main cause of Brownian movement in colloidal solution? The main cause in case of Brownian movement is the unbalanced bombardment of particles of dispersion phase by the molecules of dispersion medium. Let us see first what is Brownian movement. The zigzag movement of colloidal particle is called as Brownian movement. And in this case, we know that the particles are moving, they are always colliding. Whenever the unbalanced force act on this dispersion phase particle, it starts zigzag motion. Due to this imbalanced force, it shows Brownian movement. Next, give one example of positively charged soil and negatively charged soil. The example of positively charged soil is ferric hydroxide soil, while arsenious sulfide soil, it is negatively charged. Next is, what is the main cause of charge on colloidal particle? The charge develops on colloidal particle is due to adsorption of some ions of electrolyte by the PPTs, by the colloidal particles. What is the cause of electrophoresis? Electrophoresis is due to charge on colloidal particles. The charged colloidal particles moves toward oppositely charged electrode in electric field. How do lyophilic soil be coagulated? The lyophilic soil can be coagulated either by addition of electrolyte, as we know that if colloidal particles have some charge and we add a electrolyte carrying a opposite charge, then the solution will get coagulated, or by adding suitable solvent, or by doing persistent dialysis, we can coagulate the lyophilic soil. Why is ferric chloride preferred over potassium chloride in case of cuts leading to bleeding? When bleed occurs, at that time the iron ions, due to their greater coagulating power, are more effective in stop the bleeding. Next question is, why some medicines are more effective in colloidal form? The answer is, The colloidal particles, they have large surface area, hence they can be easily assimilated in the body. Next, what is Kraft temperature? It is a minimum temperature above which the formation of micelles take place. Next question. Which of the following is most effective electrolyte in coagulating AgI/Ag positive soil? As you can see here, this colloidal soil is positively charged. Hence, any ion which has greater negative charge will be responsible for coagulation effectively. Here sulfate has -2 charge, chloride has -1 charge, and hexacyanoferrate has -4 charge. So the answer is potassium hexacyanoferrate. Next is, what are shape selective catalyst? The catalytical reaction which depends upon pore size of catalyst and the size of reactant and product molecule, they are called as shape selective catalyst, and typical example is zeolite, and ZSM is used for conversion of alcohol into petroleum. Thank you very much.